This week from the internet. Ecto Glow Yourself. Speculation runs rampant after factory leaks reveal Hasbro Real Ghostbusters cast in that familiar glow-in-the-dark plastic. Plus, the most comic-accurate live-action Batman production stars Jason Bateman hawking insurance. And Walmart Collector Con is back to empty our wallets and break our hearts. It's the Reluctant Adult Podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who can consume feculence and expire. Bill!
Hi everyone. Is that code for a Whitman's chocolate sampler and then just pass out?
Yes.
Oh.
No, that is from Severance this week.
Oh, of course it is. Yes, because this is now
Character.
the weekly Severance podcast. Yes.
We only got 1 week left of it. I gotta savor it. The character
I did
Milchak.
hear it's extra long, right? Next week, or the series season finale is extra long.
We were told that the finale was going to be 76 minutes because the last two episodes have been very short. This week was 45, and the previous week was like 30 something. It was real short.
Ooh, that's too bad.
But then Apple TV puts up the preview with like the title and the description, the very vague description, and then the runtime. And the runtime only said 45 minutes, and people were losing their mind. That's not enough. That's not enough for all the things that we have to wrap up.
No.
But thankfully, that was incorrect, or at least according to Ben Stiller. The finale will be 76 minutes, so strap in. Get ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you
I'm
ready?
Yes.
Let's get ready to suck it. Did you get that reference?
No.
A lot of potty talk starting off the show. That is, of course, what D Generation X would say when they would get to the ring, because it used to be like a play on Michael Buffer, who would do "Let's get ready to rumble," because Nitro, they had Buffer come out every single week and to do that stupid thing. I can't imagine how much they paid him. I can't imagine. Suck it. That's just for us. That's just a little inside joke for us. No one else can get that. All right. I know I put more. I'm going to refresh my feed here because I know I updated something. Top story of the week. We actually covered this last week, and it got a lot of traction. We got a lot. It was actually really interesting because people would reference that the Ecto Glow Ghostbusters would come back, and then they would cite us as their source for the information. That's pretty nice, right? We are a primary source for information. I love that more than anything. We might not have the most people listening, but we are a trusted source for rumor and innuendo. So
I haven't felt that good since that podcast mentioned us with the whereabouts of Collector's Crush. That's nice.
Wait, what happened? I don't remember.
We were early on. We were on a YouTube podcast, just this podcast.
Oh, because they
looking for where
they were
Collector's
doing their
Crush
Unsolved
went.
Mysteries parody.
Yes,
and they referenced because we had talked about them. Yeah.
Yes.
I still want to know. What happened to them. I really think I saw her. I really think I did. There's not. It can't be too many eye-patched ladies walking around. But
I don't know. Your state.
Someday. My state, the gators, they get you. They get part of you. You survive. It's either a shark or a gator. It gets a piece of you. You live another day. But
right.
Anyway, Ghostbusters. So last week we had pictures of the Buddy Ghosts, which was pretty good. And now this week, these started popping up on eBay. People are over in the factories. Hasbro's got to lock down their shit. People are stealing their shit and selling it before you had starting lineup. Now you got Ghostbusters. What's going on over there?
Oh my.
Tighten your ship, Hasbro. Yeah, so these are cast in glow in the dark plastic, except the heads,
Yeah.
which is accurate. And the stamp on the bottom of the foot, 2020, which would be the new molds that they made back
It would
then
be.
for those
Ooh.
original re-releases. Here's the masks,
Oh,
the
stop.
glow in dark masks. So this is funny. So is it like they got slime? Because these are just their faces. It's
Yeah,
like,
and that was the original gimmick. It was just their faces. It was like a plussed up version of their face as a mask.
it's just a mask. But it's like, why wouldn't you just make their heads glow in the dark? I guess this is the
Yeah.
way to take away the glow in the dark feature. Just kind of funny. And then you can see that they do actually glow in the dark, which is great. It'll be
Oh
super
boy.
interesting. Well, I sold mine, but you still have yours, to
Oh yes.
compare the glow. And I don't know if it's like faded over the years, those original ones,
I
but
don't think
has
it
glow in the
has. I
dark.
mean,
It just
let's get
it
those out
does.
next week.
Is it made of plutonium? Like, what is glow in the dark plastic? Like, how is it
I
made?
feel
And has
like
it changed over the years?
I think I have several glow in the dark items that still retain that
Yeah.
original glow. I think the paint, if it's a painted glow in the dark, I think that tends to fade more. But if it's molded glow in the dark,
Molded.
if we
Yeah.
if we want to bring back an example of the Casper hand puppets from Pizza Hut,
Yeah.
they still glow perfectly.
Still
And
got their glow. Yeah.
the best part about it is we have access now to much brighter lights and much more light sources than we did back in the 90s and 80s.
Is that true? Well, we have
I
different
mean,
light
I
bulbs.
feel
We
like
only
I feel like
need
at the
some-
ready I can get a black light, I can get an LED, I can
Fair.
get a super bright LED, I can get a flashlight that has 3,000 lumens attached to it.
Lumen. What?
Whoa.
Is that what that means? Yeah, you can get that flashlight that you can like blind pilots with that they have
Yes.
on TikTok
Yeah.
shop or wherever. Like, please don't do that. Why would that be a selling
No,
point?
the airline's having enough problems. We don't need to be
Oh
blinding our
Lord,
pilots with
don't
our super
even
bright
get me.
lights. Don't do it.
My mom landed safely today, so she's gonna bring over some stuff, and then I have something to send back. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but I was over at Hollywood
it's that
Studios
Daffy
this week.
Mogwai that you loved so
Yeah,
much.
we
You're
just said
regifting
no,
it to
hell
me.
no,
Oh.
no. I got you R2 Bunny or BNY
R2
or whatever.
Bunny. So you
R2
don't
Bunny.
know. So you don't know what my care package contains yet.
For me that you sent
Yeah,
to me.
for you that I sent
No,
to
I
you.
don't. I have not.
Oh, how
I will
exciting.
get it tomorrow at the earliest.
Oh,
Oh,
I was hoping.
yeah. I guess it
that
would
you
have
would get
been.
it for
It
the
would have
show.
been good to have it. We'll talk about it next
That's
week.
okay.
So we'll talk
of
about
course.
it next week. Yeah.
You prep.
Maybe have my mom on the show.
Nothing
I think
but
she'll still be
garbage.
here, but-
Nothing but crap.
You sent me last time. You sent me this little dollar store vacuum. And you were really hyping it up, like, oh, it's the best USB powered vacuum ever. First of all, I get it, and pun intended, it sucks. Does not suck well though. It did not pick up anything. And then the other part is my computer at work immediately started having issues. So I think that they preloaded this thing with like a Trojan horse virus or something. Like it was not
I
good.
should try it
You
with
should not
my
plug it in.
laptop and
Do
see
not
what
plug
happens.
it into your computer.
Okay.
Get a Goodwill computer if you want to test it out. But
Oh, I should.
yeah. So let's wrap up this Ghostbusters deal.
Yes.
They're coming. We think they're coming. If not, someone has just decided to make their own bootlegs,
Sure.
which would be not unexciting. I don't know. That might actually be equally as exciting to get bootleg versions of these characters.
So we're just seeing,
Even if it's
with these photos here, we're just seeing the 4 original Ghostbusters. We're not seeing Louis Tully, which
yes, which
Interesting.
I kind of feel like that's because these are not new molds, as you can tell
No.
from the 2020 stamp. These are just
Right.
those original. I think what they did is they 3D scanned those original figures,
yes,
and then they updated the date stamp, obviously.
right.
And they didn't do that for Lewis because was Lewis used in any of the other sets, like a super
Yes.
fright features? I think he used in the jumpsuit like that. that green. He was in the green, like turquoise, like dark, and he came with
He
a fly
had
swatter
he
or
had
something.
he had at least
Or
2
maroon.
iterations. He had a maroon jumpsuit. It was the like
Mhm.
proton pack heroes where they
Right.
didn't have
Yeah,
proton packs, but they had like a grabber,
still
and then
heroes. Still heroes.
Winston had like a buzz saw that he could cut the ghost in half. And then he
Yes.
was in the Slimed Heroes set, which was the
Okay.
ghosts with the water feature, and they had the color change and the
Right. Yeah.
masks that they would wear. So yeah, there's at least
Those are fun.
precedent for 2. Yeah, they're great
And that was
figures.
all the same jumpsuit mold for Lewis.
It
He never
was.
got like a weird. Did he? Was he in the jumpsuit for both of those? I think so.
Yes.
If not, someone will correct us. So this was the third Lewis re-release. But yeah, Hasbro didn't make them. They only have these original 4, and then they did the Fright features.
Well, Lewis is big for
So,
San Diego Comic-Con, so maybe they'll release him
oh,
there. You know,
that would be.
we
That's right. They
always
did it
find a
for the
Lewis.
plasma collection. That's
They
really
did.
funny. I
did.
wonder. That's a really good idea. That's a
Maybe
really
just
good idea.
do a double pack with Janine, and because they did do a Janine in a jumpsuit as well. She does exist.
Yeah, why not?
They can 3D
You
scan.
could just
Why the heck not?
update it.
Just
Yeah,
do a
keep
double
going.
pack.
That's what I'm saying. Just
Yeah.
and then release these in movie accurate jumpsuits. I would buy a set of that. I
And
think a
then
lot
at
of
least
people would.
make an Ecto Glow Ecto 1. I mean, just everything glow in the
In a
dark.
firehouse. Why not? Just everything glow in the
Firehouse?
dark.
Heck yeah.
What if?
Everything glow in the dark.
What if these are exclusive to Comic-Con?
What if?
What if?
That's fine.
I can
as long
kinda
as they're
see
not
it.
exclusive to
I
Walmart
could see
Collector
that.
Con.
Well,
Good.
that would be even worse. Yeah. Walmart CollectorCon was this week. I saw people griping about it, but then
Yeah.
I also saw people posting links and everything was still up for pre-order. So was anything
Okay.
in stock? It's all pre-order stuff anyway, isn't it?
It is all pre-order. Some stuff getting released earlier than other things. Crystal Ball apparently coming to
yeah.
us by April 4th of next month. A couple
Dick
other
King,
things.
you're talking about
in
Dick
May.
King?
Dick King, the surprise
Dick King.
sold out in 30 minutes G.I. Joe classified figure that nobody wanted, but everybody needed.
Nobody wanted him?
I think, I don't have the same relationship with the Dick King as other people do. I never saw him as a shelf warmer. I don't know if I was playing with G.I. Joes differently than everybody else
don't
back
remember.
in the 80s.
He had that fun
so-
lenticular shield,
He
right?
did,
Was
and
that his
Lenticular's
gimmick?
always been great in my opinion. It's right up there with Glow in the
love it.
Dark. It's just fun stuff. Glow in the
Oh,
Dark,
it's
Lenticular,
one in one
and
A.
holograms, all incorporated into my toys, are just bangers right there.
Hologram was a little bit too witchcraft for me. I was like, I
Okay.
can't have this in my house. I don't know the science behind it.
Yeah.
I can't trust it. Is it going to steal my soul? Am I going to get stuck in one of these little hologram shields? I don't know. I don't want it. I can't take that chance.
I don't get Walmart
Yeah.
Collector Con at all, though.
What's not to
So-
get? You pre-order
Well,
stuff. Maybe
you
you get
do.
it. Maybe you don't. Probably
Right?
you don't.
Is it in the store ever? I feel like
in the store?
there's-
Maybe.
I feel like it's rarely in the store, and I've got an example of something
Yeah.
right here that I ordered. I told you about it. Came yesterday. From a previous Collector Con. I was expecting it in May because it still said pre-order as of the date that I ordered it. But it's like this stuff doesn't show. If it's like a rare Walmart where it actually shows up at retail, like they don't
right.
do a good job, and it's more akin to like the convention where not everybody gets to go to it. And that's the exclusivity. And it's like, okay, it's online.
Right.
You have your chance to get it, but it might
Yeah.
sell out quickly. It's just
get
an
that
odd precedent to
Comic-Con
have
experience.
because, well, you see like the collector's section, or not even so much the collectors, those pre-made shippers that we talk about in the entertainment section that are loaded
Yeah.
with horror stuff or pop culture stuff. It's like, why don't they do a collector con version of this stuff? And just put that
Sure,
out.
there's a reason. They've done this
I'm
for so
sure
many
there
years
is, too.
now, and it's never gotten better. It's always
No,
a
it has not.
clusterfuck.
So
I
real
literally
quick, show
don't
and tell.
even care. I don't even try. Oh, show and tell. Okay, what you got?
Show and tell real quick, real early, just to get it out of the way.
You got early show.
This
and tell.
was marked down from a previous collector con, and it's still up for sale. It's $15, and I'm impressed. This is the what is it? Jack specific King Homer?
Hey, and not King Kong Homer.
Not
just
King Kong.
Homer.
$15 and free shipping. This guy is terrific.
And you got it like immediately.
Yeah, you get it within a day.
That was weird. Everyone was getting it so fast.
It is. He's got little felted nipples. His head bobs. And he's so angry he wants to get out.
Does he have a wired body? Can you pose him, or is he like?
That's a good question. I'm not too sure. I think he's
or can you pose? You can't do.
For
both.
some reason, I thought he was an electronic stuffy, but he is not.
No,
but that's okay for $15. Great.
Why
artwork.
was he
like
half off?
I don't know.
happened?
I mean, I think they're like taking story notes from the side of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle packaging. It's like, here we go. Integrates. You're looking at the side of a TMNT.
You got a whole city.
I got a whole city. If I just put it on its side, yeah. And then on the back, he's so angry, he's busting out.
Busted makes him feel good.
Yeah.
I think I have this.
Oh yeah. Oh my god! And look at even the little restraints, even the little things to keep him in the package and not moving around are decorated in the animation of like chains.
Oh, that's cute. So
yeah.
He's like tied up. Yeah.
Right. So he's fine where he is.
He's like like Frankenstein on the table. He's got those restraints. Yeah.
Say, wow! Look at the size of that platform.
Is this in the same universe as the other plush that Jax did?
Oh, the Krusty? But that one's electronic. That one talks.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. No, I'm thinking of the family because they have the whole family as the plush. Except Maggie.
Oh, we haven't seen Maggie yet. I saw the four other characters.
You saw Marge.
This one's Marge. I saw Marge.
Is she? She must be exclusive to Walmart. She's like one per every other box they come in.
Okay, I keep looking at them. Like, I got my Burger King ones. I don't need it. But no, this is larger.
Well, no, right. But I just wonder if this is like a series, like plush, like if they're gonna do other plush, or this is just like a rando. They just like decided to do some weird items, and this is one of them.
That's a good idea. It's like, I don't know.
Jax was not at Toy Fair.
No,
from what we understand. That's why we didn't see any Simpsons stuff. But they were somewhere because we saw those vehicles that they're making for the line. The Homer, the family car, and then Homer as Plow King and the plow.
Oh, no kidding! I didn't see the plow. That's something.
I thought I sent you. You
sent me the car.
The video.
Oh, I saw the car.
I thought I did. If you go back to our stories on Instagram, I shared it there. I think they're in scale with the little guys. Yeah. It would be weird if they're not, but I cannot confirm.
I feel like you can do a little more with these tiny ones than
they're so fun.
I mean, just based on the way Homer was sitting in the car, he was just kind of like off kilter. But that's nice. We haven't gotten the family car since the Playmates days.
And then, obviously, the figures could not fit in it. How did they make that work?
The figures were molded into it. That was the other thing.
Right.
It was all pre-molded with
the regular
figures
didn't have any articulation.
Mm-hmm.
Or not leg articulation. I think they
made a bus. I think they made a bus as well.
I kind of remember the bus. Yeah. So I love that Jax is really trying stuff with these Simpsons figures. I'm definitely now more inclined to pick them up now that we've got a few sets out.
If the car exists, I'm more inclined to go and buy the house because that just seems fun.
That's true. But the house is just like it's the living room. It's not really the house.
It's if you turn it around, but on the other side, it's the house. Yeah, it's the facade of the house. True. And you got the facade of the Krusty Burger.
Because I already have him. I want them to re-release it with another character or something.
All right. Well, if that end cap of 1 million houses ever goes on clearance at your Walmart, just send another one up. Just put it in my pile of loot.
I will put that aside. Yeah, I don't think they've sold one. Or they keep replenishing it. There's not a hole in the wall. Not a brick missing from that wall. I think that's the problem with these lines is retailers overcommit on the first series and then people, they get them, but they don't, not enough people get them. But then by the second and third series, they're ordering less and there are more people that want it. And you get this problem of supply and demand being out of whack.
Yeah.
They can
Looking
never
at
quite get it right. They can never quite get it
$36
right.
Marge Simpson figures, and it's like, oh, I'm not buying that.
Oh, seriously? Is that the aftermarket value? But
Yeah, right now.
she's like not even officially out. Like they just started hitting that series.
Okay.
So hold on. They're gonna the whole point of this line is to be able to get these figures. So I think they're gonna be able to. You're gonna find them.
I hope.
But maybe
if
not.
I see them, I'm getting them.
I saw for the first time I saw something from the little guys other than series 1, and it was series 3, I think, because it was Bart in his crusty Camp Krusty outfit and hats.
Yeah.
That's series 3. That's the newer set. Series 2, who was in series 2? Maybe that Itchy and Scratchy.
Sideshow Bob was in it.
Right, and Krusty.
And Krusty.
I think.
Sideshow Bob in
his
prison.
And then Bart
fatigues.
Right, which is weird. But then Bart with like the slingshot. He's like posed the whole slingshot. That's series 2. So I never saw that one. I haven't seen that yet. All my targets still just have like Homer on the peg and maybe a Ned. I keep checking Five Below because they're getting them too.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's something fun to collect. And I'm probably going to pick up the larger figures too, but I'm not sure if I'm going to open them. I'm going to like see how many I can get because I like the packaging. It's so clean. Just nice. It's just nice and clean. All right, on the screen here, I have a picture of. I wasn't sure if this was a real photo of Funko Pops because there are people out there that make like mock-ups and they could be real. Like they look so accurate to what Funko does for these pops. This is Superstore. Now, did you watch Superstore when that was on the air? Or
I didn't,
even after?
It was too close to home.
It's too real. It's too real for you.
In the retail environment. Yeah. I never.
I love Superstore. I think it ended sort of weird because it was one of those shows that incorporated COVID into the story. Right. So they had like people in math, and that was like too real. It like they should have not done that. But it was really funny. I actually restarted watching it this week before this announcement, before these photos went up. So I was like, oh, that's really funny. They've chosen 3 characters here. Now I don't know if they're doing like a 2-pack or like another set or something. But you have Dina, Amy, and then I forget the man's name, the character's name. He's in a wheelchair, but the actor is not in a wheelchair, which I always think is like, why didn't you cast somebody that was actually in a wheelchair? Why'd you make the character in a wheelchair? It's not even like integral to his character. No Jonah, and Jonah is like the main character of the show, and then Glenn of Kids in the Hall fame, amazing character. He sounds like Kermit the Frog. He's very funny. It's like, I guess you got to pick 3, and maybe they thought these were the most like dynamic looking characters, and like they had to put Amy in there. I don't know. It's so weird that they don't have Jonah, but he would have been like a very plain white guy. Like there's even an episode where there's a mannequin that looks like him, and they dress him up in all different things because he's just like a generic white guy. But it's just weird if they never do like the main character of the show. But maybe they're saying that Amy is the main character of the show. I don't know. I feel like it's Jonah's journey, but whatever. They end up together in the end. So, I still want. I'm thinking of Pops. I like Pops sometimes. I like to dabble in Pops. They're good for like Mad Men, where it's like they're probably never gonna do like action figures of Mad Men.
Right.
And then The Office. Like we saw this week that McFarlane is going to do Movie Maniacs, The Office, at least Kevin. Maybe that'll be it. Right. But they've done a lot of The Office pops, and they're in their like specific, like episode specific looks. They tried to like.
I just saw a new wave of Parks and Rec pops.
Yes, I saw Leslie. Yeah,
I saw Ron Swanson with his pyramid of like greatness or whatever it's called.
That's right. Yeah. Men at the top.
I thought about getting him because I was like, man, my Ron needs a friend for his other Ron. But
who's your Ron?
Held off.
You have one pop?
I have the original pop of Ron on my office desk.
Sure. The pops have gotten better because they've made the bodies so much more toyetic, like they're expressive, not just like arms straight down. So like depending on how early those original sets are from, like this may be like the first set of Power Rangers was from the before times, and then they did like
Right.
an updated set. Just so much more visually interesting. Like it's night
Yeah,
and
they
day.
are. Well, what was that brand that Hasbro put out? They were vinyls. Do you remember those? They wound up at Five
Oh
Below a
yeah,
lot. That's what I think of those early pops. They had those very
right.
static arms that were just kind of out. Mighty Mugs, was that what it was?
Mighty Mugs, yes.
Mighty
They were like
Mugs.
everybody. There was one body. I think that was the gimmick because it was like
Okay.
they were all like designer vinyl was all the rage at the
Yes.
time. So
Right.
it's like they like what can we do with one body? And then like Disney had blind box Mickey Mouse and every body was a Mickey Mouse sculpt, but then they using
Yes.
the design, the paints and everything made it into
Right.
other characters. So that was like the challenge of it.
And you could trade those. It was like almost like the pin trading was.
Sure,
Go
anything
in
with
and
Disney you could
yeah,
trade. Yeah.
trade. Trade jobs with you. I don't know what your job is.
Yeah. I'll
Better
go
than
work
mine.
pirates today. I want work food. Um I like Mighty Mugs okay. They I think I have like I think behind me I have the Logan because
Yeah.
it's like he came with a removable cowboy hat. I thought that was
They
fun.
got they got weird at the end because I think they incorporated a spin feature in the face.
So that was like a relaunch more
Okay.
recently, like in the past 5 years. They brought them back. They were smaller, but they kept the
Oh,
Mighty Mugs branding. But yeah, they had multiple faces, like expressions, like a Lego
right.
person. So you
Yeah,
would
like
press
Hulk
them
could be
down or
neutral and
something.
then angry. Right.
Yeah, and those were the worst
Yeah.
because they took something that was like a collector's item and they totally made it a kid's toy, and you can't. That's like you never do that. You can't go. You
No.
can't do that. It doesn't work.
Don't
It
alienate
goes the
us.
other way. You can go the other way. What was that?
I said, don't
Don't,
alienate us.
don't alienate us unless it's a fun filter that makes us look like an alien, and it's called
Ooh.
alienate. Look at that. Yeah. So those are pops. Those are a thing. There was another one, but I don't think I took it because I didn't care. I,
Yeah.
last week we talked about the what is it called? The electric umbrella or electric boogaloo or something. You know
Electric
that
Gigolo. No,
electric
the electric
gigolo.
state. The electric state.
Millie Bobby Brown, and apparently Bobby, not her real middle name. It's Bonnie, like the
Yeah.
villain from Toy Story 4, but she changed it so people would be like, "Oh, Bobby Brown," and then it worked because she got a job. And then
Right.
Bonnie is a villain. We've all agreed that Bonnie is the villain of Toy Story
Worst.
4.
Yeah, and probably the
She does
fifth
not
movie
take
as
care of
well.
her toys.
Doesn't take
We all
care of her
agree.
toys. 100%.
We
Right
can
there with
talk
you.
about this later, but Bonnie is a villain.
You're sleeping on the
And
couch tonight, Paul. How dare you?
then, hell no. What are you talking about? That's all it takes. One disagreement. You're on the couch. No. And then Chris Pratt is in this movie as well, doing apparently a Star-Lord impression, but it's got
Oh,
terrible reviews. It's got terrible reviews, but that honestly makes me want to watch it more. Well, we watched
okay.
Guardians tonight. I let my son has
Oh,
finally started watching the live action Marvel stuff. Last week we
that's
did the
nice.
Avengers, which was nice to revisit.
Yeah.
It's aged okay. Some things are very bad. There was a line that Tony Stark Iron Man had that was like so cringy, and it's like, how did they keep this in the movie? It was so bad, but I forget now.
And this
But
was
yeah,
was
we
was
did
this your first
Guardians this week.
Avengers?
This was the first Avengers, yeah.
So I had what was that?
Introducing
Josh Whedon wrote that, so he had
that
some
Josh Whedon production. Some questionable.
cringy dialogue always
He's a very
incorporated with him.
cringy. He has
Yes.
been erased from Hollywood. But the Electric State is directed by the Jonas Brothers or whoever they
Yeah,
are.
the
Yeah,
Russo brothers.
the
Let's-
Russo
let's
brothers.
correct. Yes.
The Russo brothers who are coming back to do the new Avengers, and this is not a
Yeah.
great sign that this movie is being received so poorly. They're supposed to be the savior of the Marvel
Right.
Cinematic Universe, and it's not looking great.
Well, we saw
But
this
someone was
similar thing real quick
yeah,
with the showrunners and writers for Game of Thrones. Remember, they were tapped to do the next Star Wars trilogy at one point.
very
And
good
then
example. Very
we
good
had
example.
the series finale or the final season of that Game of Thrones, and it just tanked so hard.
They just they speed ran through it because
Did
they wanted to get. They were so excited to write Star Wars, and then they didn't get to do it because they fumbled the final season so hard.
oh
There's a lesson in there somewhere, kids. But
Yeah.
I
Take your time.
the reviews are so bad for the electric state that I honestly want to see it because it has a, I won't say a good cast, but it's got like a very notable cast. Like there's a lot of famous folk in this movie, including Mr. Peanut, voiced by who voices him?
Better not be Pete
Someone.
Davidson.
No, it's Woody Harrelson, I believe, voices the Peanuts. But it's like, like kind of like steampunky, like retro future, which I think, I'm fine with that. I enjoy that. So from aesthetic point of view, I wonder if there are any, like, is McFarlane putting out toys for this? Is anybody lined up to make toys from this mockbuster?
Other than, Mockbuster. That's something.
Mockbuster.
Yeah, so there's been Funko Pops, and then didn't you
Didn't
enjoy the last Chris Pratt Netflix movie that what was it, Tomorrow War or whatever it was?
You always bring this up because I think I did like it. It was like a Christmas movie. It was right around. It wasn't a Christmas movie, but it was released around Christmas, and I did tell you to watch it, and you hated it. You always bring that up.
I did.
It's just the like I also liked the Jason Bateman movie that they put out right before Christmas this year, where it's like in an airport, and people didn't like that either. But like it's just like a fine movie. It was on Netflix. It didn't cost anything. I thought that was fine. I had no qualms with that movie. So
Jason Bateman's in a new State Farm insurance commercial as the Bateman, and they have a very good Joker.
So funny. Yeah. This guy, they showed a picture of him without his makeup, and he looks like a combination of Jack Nicholson and I don't know, someone else that looks like the Joker. Like he was born to play the Joker. His face was born to play the Joker. And he, it's a State Farm commercial, but still. Like, how much money did they put into this? Is this like soft launch of the new DC universe? Like they're like, let's try it and see how people react.
Why wasn't this a Super Bowl commercial at that point?
Another good question. This would have been a fine Super Bowl. Like this would have been a big
This would have been the highlight. Yes.
They probably spent all the money on the commercial and they didn't have the money to buy the spot, buy the time, which is fine because we still get to enjoy it. And there's like different cuts of it, and they did like behind the scenes. Like they definitely are getting their money's worth. But yeah, they have Batman's Rogue Gallery, and then Jason Bateman plays Bateman and not Batman. But the Batman does show up, and he looks very similar to the like the most recent Snyderverse Batman, I think.
Okay.
But it's not the exact costume, but it's similar. And there's a Batmobile, which is pretty good. Mm-hmm. Like they did a nice. This was Buddy Well's bed. These might be the most comic accurate live action adaptions of these characters that we ever see.
McFarlane, if you're listening, get them out now. While you can.
Could he do it? Do you think he could do it? I bet.
I think he could. People would probably buy him. Wouldn't it be funny if he was like, instead of you getting Alfred, you get Jake from State Farm?
Jake from State Farm.
Figure? It'd be great.
Somebody needs to start making, because people, well, I was going to say people see these commercial people more than they see any like movie people, but nobody watches commercials. You're all on streaming and like you zone out for the 30 seconds they have a commercial up.
Oh,
so
sure.
It's rare to see a commercial, especially like one that gets this kind of traction. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long, because it's got like pretty good word of mouth right now, which is a funny thing to say about a commercial. But it's like, will this generate so much buzz that they do something else with these looks? Did they like shoot enough footage they can pump out another, or like a spin-off? Because you see Poison Ivy and Two-Face.
Yeah.
Give them their own little side adventure. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Real quick, Batman related.
Sure.
So before bed, I'm playing with my kid, my son, and we're playing Batman, and he's got the little, the little Imaginext Batman, and those figures and everything, and we're fighting, and then he incorporated Spider-Man into it, which was funny. So we're playing, and all of a sudden, I hit the guys, and then he hits me back, and he goes, "I'm going to do one more thing here." And then I do it. He does it. I go, all right, to be continued. And he was like, what does that mean?
Ooh.
And I just stopped the play right there and walked away. I go, because what does that mean? And I'm like, to be continued in the next episode. We're done. And he's like, when's the next episode? And I'm like, we'll do it tomorrow. He's like, well, what's it going to be called? And I'm like, The Dark Knight Fights Back. I don't know. And he's like, I can't wait.
Batman will return in Sunday night's play.
Perfect way to end the play. It's just to like get up, say to be continued, man, and then walk out
Always
the door.
Leave them wanting more. Always leave them wanting more. Well, of course, the famous to be continued is in the Kenner Aliens comics, where the line ended and then the little pack-in comic said, to be continued in your imagination. Thanks. Thanks so much. So we get, is it canon? Whatever we decide then? Is that what you're saying, Kenner? Fine. Well, this show will continue in just a moment because we will be right back. All right, we finished the first half of the show talking about DC, so let's keep on rolling with this. Keep this train rolling. McFarlane put out new photos of Final Suit Riddler from their Batman Forever line. So the actual look of the costume is like very bedazzled, lots of sparkles, which would probably be impossible to replicate on a 6-inch action figure. This is that original Joker body mold, the bodysuit. It's got a new head with the crazy hair. Great. Look at all the wristbands. Like, that's just not how the human body works. It just looks weird. I think a lot of people would have voiced their opinion that they would prefer the other suit of Riddler with the because I'm thinking like the very first one he steals from that, like, you know, the fortune teller thing from Big, and he takes the costume. Does he ever wear that?
It's got a bowler hat.
Right.
No.
Does he ever wear that?
No, he doesn't. No.
I'll look this up. But then there's another suit. What is the other suit?
His power suit that he wears to emulate Bruce Wayne?
Let's
the straight jacket at the end where he's Batman.
Turn on the old Google machine and see. He does wear the bowler because he is pictured here. Like the first heist where he meets Two-Face, he wears that like jacket, like the classic question mark Riddler look.
Okay.
But I guess that's it. Oh, and then if Todd is going to do this final Riddler, they need to give the melted head where he gets like too much power or whatever.
Right.
And he gets all messed up. Yeah. But I think people wanted the question mark suit that looks like the guy that used to be on like late night TV where he would be like, get a $10,000 to start a business. Do you remember that guy, the question mark guy?
Yes, I do remember the question.
What happened to that guy?
Wow.
And where's my money? Was that a real thing?
He got whole time? He got all our money from us and moved to a private island with lots of question marks.
That's the way to do it. I'm telling you, we're all gonna have to go to our own private islands. So I'm sorry. Is that a little? Is that too political for you?
No, I'm just thinking of my own private. I'm just thinking of my own little private island, like who I would invite. Probably nobody.
It's private. Yeah, you got just everyone gets their own space. No one is allowed to intermingle. It's like Yellow Jackets. I assume. I haven't actually seen that movie or show.
Canada.
I feel bad for Canada. Okay. So Riddler, not a Build-A-Figure. He doesn't come with like an alternate head for that big bat, I guess.
He doesn't come with the big chair or anything like that. We're just seeing.
He should come with something. This is like such a lame figure if he doesn't come with like anything. He's gonna look so lonely in the packaging. But nothing has been pictured here.
He looks like. I mean, I don't know if I ever liked the final costume all that much. I think they did release a version of it
in the Kenner days.
In the Kenner days, I think they did. And it was electronic potentially.
What?
It had an electronic feature. I think so. No, I think it spoke. I don't know. I could be mistaken.
The backpack. Yeah, I'm seeing it here. It says. It talked. Yeah, it was exactly that.
Okay, very good.
A giant question mark that would shoot out of it.
Uh,
I miss Keter. I guess Spin Master is replicating these, is not re-releasing because they're not the same molds, but they're like copying them and re-releasing them. But they like went too safe. Like, I want this crazy shit. Like, that original Riddler figure came with like a backpack with a capture claw. Like, that's what I want.
it wasn't a capture. It was potentially a capture claw, but it was like a headpiece that you could put on. It was like a brain drain, like a hoop.
Right. Which is like, yeah, exactly. You would plop over the top of the guy.
Two-Face came packing, and he also came with its own replica coin. And then he had that triple barrel cannon that like stood next to him.
That was so good.
Fantastic stuff. It was.
I love that his gun
the
was
best of times. It was the blurst of times.
Drop your gun. I can't. It's attached to my hand. They thought they didn't want to make an extra accessory. They left it in there. These are great figures. I'm going to pick these up and hang them up somewhere. Back to present day, though. The DC, also McFarlane doing Jeremy Irons Alfred from the Snyderverse. We were all clamoring for that. Here's a very exciting figure. This is not a Build-A-Figure.
If only it was in scale, you'd get some kind of suit attached to it, but...
Me? Well. Like, I would use it for a custom?
Yeah, you.
No, I was disappointed because he's just in the vest. Like, I don't know what character I could use this for. But
so
like,
many wrinkles in that vest.
It's very wrinkly. And look at the art. Look at the sleeves. He's a butler, and he's this wrinkled. Good Lord, he needs to go back to Buttle school. His glasses look.
He's got no time to iron. He's Jeremy Irons. He should be ironing.
He's the Irons man. He's
iron your shirt, Jeremy Irons.
Man, iron your shirt. Lots of wordplay. But most importantly, Wendy's bringing back their little 3 muscle men DC characters in a box promotion for their kids meal.
Oh.
So Batman is in this one, comes with Robin and Harley Quinn. No Superman, which apparently was a licensor request to not have Superman, I guess, to not compete with the Superman movie, because this is going to be out at the same time.
Are we getting a different fast food restaurant getting a promo for Superman that we don't know about?
It could be. You're right. So they didn't want to confuse anyone. So these came out last year. The first set came out last year or the year before. I don't know. But these are all new from that old one.
Do you feel like there's that much confusion in mass market fast food promotions that like a parent's going to be like, no, you already got the Superman. I've already played this story, Jimmy. You already got a Superman kids meal from Wendy's.
You're not tricking me. Yeah.
Do you imagine that? That's the...
Wait, I thought Burger King had the DC kids meal, but this is Wendy's. Wait a minute. I'm losing my mind. I'm never going to shop here again.
That's it. I'm going to Arby's.
That's it. Yeah, that's when you know you had enough. Like, you know what? Arby's doesn't play around. They have their fake kids meal. I'm just going to get some curly fries, a nice Jamocha shake, and call it a day. That's all I'm going to do. Yeah, licensors are always so concerned about brand confusion. But then you have a million different versions of Batman on TV. But that's why, like, when they did the Batman, the cartoon, you couldn't have Ra's al Ghul, because it was like that cartoon was out at the same time as Batman Begins. So it's like any character that appeared in that like live action Batman could not appear in the cartoon.
Oh, interesting.
So Two-Face, I guess there was no Two-Face, but they did Joker, but he was like bohemian Joker with dreadlocks, and like he never took off.
Wild.
He never took off the straitjacket. He just made it part of his clothing. So stupid looking. But at least it wasn't like a Mark Hamill ripoff, which every Joker since
are these new sculpts, or is this something?
Yes, these are all new sculpts. I think they're all new characters, except I think Batman was in the first set. And maybe Nightwing and Batgirl, I think I remember. So I think these are all supposed to be new characters and new sculpts.
Okay.
Which is great. I have a bunch of the first ones. I asked my wife to get them for me for Christmas that year because I love them so much. And I like I always like, I'm going to paint them up. I'm going to paint them up and they're going to look so nice. I'm like, I'm never going to paint these. So like, I'm just keeping them this color. But the trick here is every 3-pack is available in 3 colors, which
Oh
so there's
my.
6 different collections of sculpts, and then there's red, green, or not. What was it? Are these the color? Are there 4 colors? Red,
Oh,
green,
stop.
blue, and gold? Holy, is gold like rare? I want the gold ones.
Oh,
I think there's a little key that tells you what color you get without opening it, so you can like trade it back.
okay.
But I don't have that information in front of me. But Wendy's, they they've done really well with the kids meals. They had the frosty Halloween friends this
Mm-hmm.
past year. That was great. And they're doing these now. They have like little like fidget robots right now, which are actually kind of fun because there's one that has like a trigger on top that's like the N64 controller, that like I could never hold it correctly. Like who could
Yeah.
they wanted you to hold the N64 controller with your left hand on that middle part and use your fucking thumb to move the joystick? Like no. Who could do that?
I feel like you had to hold it different ways to play different games, obviously.
Depending on the
So
game. I held it like
yeah.
this, like I used my pointer and my thumb to move the joystick, and then all my other fingers were up like a spider moving around.
I held when I played GoldenEye, I held the middle
Oh,
like
okay.
you would the Wii nunchuck. I would hold that to use the
Well, that's
toggle.
what I think was the intended
And then
way
I
to
would
hold
hold
it,
I
but
would
I could
shorten
not.
it. I think I shortened the remote in doing so because I had everything
Uh,
on the left side and then I had the
mm,
center to toggle and I was completely ignoring the right side of the remote control.
I don't even know. I never played GoldenEye on the N64. I played it
Oh, it's
when
great.
remember that week like a year ago when the emulator app was available
Yes.
in the Apple Store, and everyone was like, "Oh, I'm playing Mario 64 and GoldenEye," and I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever." And like 12 days later,
Yep.
I was like, "I'm never touching that app again."
We're going to be doing this until we die. And I'm just like, I haven't picked it up since.
I even bought like little like extra like,
Yes, you bought
things
like
to put around my
yes,
phone to make the
right.
controller work, and then nope, never. Because then I was like playing
Uh,
Fortnite on my phone, but my phone is not as it doesn't have enough RAM like
right.
the Switch, so it's like not as good an experience, a gaming experience. So it's like I'm just gonna play the Wii or the Wii, the
Play
Switch.
the Wii. Right.
The Wii, I never got anything beyond the Wii until we got the Switch. So there was like the Wii U and maybe another one, but
Yeah.
I'm not upgrading to the new Switch. Why? It just got a bigger screen. I'll just
No,
hold the thing closer to my face. Why does it need to
my
be
wife
bigger? Just
goes,
hold it closer to your face.
my wife keeps asking my daughter, she's like, oh, you want to get the new Switch and give the old Switch to your brother? And I'm like, why do we need the new Switch?
Why?
Why?
Maybe there are like
I don't need the new
games
Switch.
that need
Oh, there's always
the
games.
processing power. But it's like
Yes,
I'm
there's always
literally
that
playing
one.
Fortnite and nothing else on this thing. I do not need my son is playing Mario whatever and then like Kirby. And I was like I don't feel like they need the latest processor to play those
No,
games.
I mean, she's
Maybe.
my
I
kid's
don't
still
know.
doing the Minecraft thing, so
Yeah. These kids, they don't need this shit. They don't
they
need
don't
it.
need it.
If you need that kind of stuff, buy a gaming computer.
Yeah, they
And
don't
we're
need
not.
realer than
So
real. Life's hard
yeah.
enough. My daughter
Life's hard
today
enough.
saw a gentleman lose his shit over a cabbage, which was
Well,
wild times.
I need you to tell me more. What happened with
Okay.
this cabbage? Tell me about it.
My parents had my daughter for the day. They
Mhm.
found out that their local store had run out of cabbage for boiled dinner for St. Patrick's Day, so they
That's
rushed
right.
up. Coming on Monday, yes.
That's
So they
right.
rushed up to Market Basket, the Northeast area's premier grocery chain, which everyone loves.
Mhm.
And my mother, being who she is, if she sees
Mhm.
something out of place in one section,
Yeah.
moves it to
Oh,
where it
that's nice.
belongs.
That's
So
cool.
she, in looking for the cabbage, she found a cabbage nestled in a end cap worth of potatoes. She said that doesn't
Oh,
belong there. So she
that's
grabbed
not
the
where that goes.
cabbage.
Yeah.
She grabbed the cabbage and put it back to where the rest of the
Cabbage
cabbages
section.
were. She didn't take
Yeah.
it for herself or
The little
anything like that.
spritzer. The little spritzer.
Gentleman walks around the corner,
Mm-hmm.
goes, "Where's my cabbage? Did you take my cabbage?" And now my father's there with my mother. My daughter's there with my mother, all together.
Yes.
My mom goes, "No, sir, it's right over here."
Uh-huh.
And she goes, "Here it is," and she hands it to him, and the guy literally goes, "Yeah, it was there, it was mine. And guess what now?" And he lifts it up over his head and throws it to the ground and says, "Now it's on the ground."
Threw it on the ground.
He threw it on the ground.
The last cabbage?
No, it wasn't the last cabbage. It was plenty of cabbage to be had. It was his cabbage, apparently.
But he left it in the potatoes?
He left it in the potatoes and came back for it.
Like ruminate?
I don't. He's mingling. Mingling.
Like put it in the potatoes for
put it in the potatoes. Go get a box of Lucky Charms and come back, and that's how you summon a leprechaun for the night. I don't know.
I thought they were trying to create.
So he's there. My mother's saying, God bless you, sir. Just it's fine. He's retorting back. Apparently, I don't believe in God. You're a hypocrite. You're a bigot. You shouldn't even your kid there shouldn't even be near you. And my daughter's just going like this to the guy, and I'm like, what the hell?
And again, you did not film any of this?
I wasn't present, and I was at home waiting. I know.
Become a millionaire in today's society. You film this.
Everybody should have body cams. That's how it is,
Yeah. I
or
can
something.
get on board with
I
that.
don't know. My parents aren't the type to whip the phone out and like immediately start something. But yeah, that was the story.
I'd like to get
it was all over a cabbage.
The closed circuit footage of this.
Sure, right?
He throws it, and then did someone have to come clean it up, or like?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I want to.
He walked off after my mother said, "Good luck with your Lucky Charms."
Oh, there it is. And then she dropped her imaginary mic. Damn.
Yeah.
What if he went to get like like other ingredients for? He got his what's the meat you get? The cabbage, corned beef. He went to get the corned beef and he threw that on the floor too. And this is just how he does it. You just have to get it right in the dirt. Really get all those flavors. Pick up all those flavors. Yeah,
I just like.
Well, I'm sorry they had to go
head.
through that on the holiest of days for most people in New England. Good Lord. Good Lord, right. Sir. Good Lord, sir. Good Lord, sir. I do feel bad.
It's okay. It's just you never know. You never know where a funny story.
No good deed
or something.
No good deed.
I guess that's the motto. That's just the lesson here is never move a cabbage out of place.
Never. Literally, this only applies to cabbage. No, there's
just
no
cabbage.
Applicable scenario other than cabbage.
Right.
Well, speaking of things that are out of place and places they should not be, somebody found another Super 7 Ultimate figure at Ross. And this one is a bit of a throwback because this is the glow-in-the-dark, I always want to say Moss Man or something else, but it's Mutagen Man.
You always want to call him Muck Man, but it's Mutagen Man.
That's right. I always call him Muck Man because we are very familiar with this figure because I think this was an Entertainment Earth exclusive, and they sent us one to give away.
Right.
Or they sent us one to review, and I was like, I'm going to give this away. Try to get some more juice out of it. So I remember doing like photography with this, and this is a glow in the dark figure that looks very nice. But this is from years ago. How did this end up? They just had it, and this one I wonder if it came from Super 7 or Entertainment Earth. They're shipping their stuff over there, but this is an old boy, and this has been hanging out. So if you see him, $17.
Continues.
You said you wanted one, right? If I find it,
I'd love to. I have a glow in the dark Muck Man that I'm looking at. I'd love a glow in the dark.
That's right. You love glow in the dark.
I do.
Those Ghostbusters can battle him if they ever actually come out.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
I love that there's this like continuing pathway between Super 7 and Ross. It's like, they made a ton of this shit. It's like it's just sitting in a warehouse somewhere. Yeah, send it to Ross. I'll buy a lot of it for $15 a pop because they're good toys. They're just like way overpriced for any toy.
Yeah.
So that's fine. This is kind of funny. 2K Sports, I guess, makes the wrestling video games. Sorry, something popped up my screen. I have to close it. Okay. 2K Sports makes the WWE video games now. They've been doing that for a while. They look like really realistic now. Like the newest thing is if you hit a guy, it'll inflict damage,
inflict some injury, get some bruising. Oh,
you can see he's maybe his kidney burst from that. Yeah, but he's got
some
bruising,
thrashing there. Yeah,
very realistic. It's too realistic at this point. But they released this still of CM Punk holding a kendo stick, and then I think this is Ethan Page. I was gonna say this is The Miz, but this is Ethan Page. You can see that they included CM Punk's leg tattoos. Now, CM Punk has a lot of tattoos and a lot of IPs. Like there's a Pepsi logo on one shoulder. There's the Cobra from G.I. Joe logo on another shoulder. So they can't just put that shit out there. Like they don't want to pay for royalties. The same with the toys. So usually they'll like make it different enough or just not include anything.
Sure.
So on CM Punk's legs, this is a newer tattoo that he's got since returning to wrestling. So he was gone for 10 years. He's got Princess Leia on one leg, and he's got Han Solo on the other leg. So I guess when he puts his legs together, they kiss. I guess that's the idea of it.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know. But
sure,
obviously the company did not want to pay Disney to license out these characters. So Han Solo looks like he has become either
he's Snake Plissken.
Jackson? Is that who you think it is? I was saying Bret Hart to keep it in wrestling, but like sunglasses, long and curly hair.
I thought he had an eye patch. But it's
he might have an eye patch. I think it's sunglasses. So it's very funny.
Does he have like a pig nose? Is that like a formed nose, or does he have like a grotesque nose?
I had to zoom way in to get this shot, so I think it's distorted. But he might.
Okay.
We'll get much better pictures when when people have this and they can zoom in game and see the models and everything.
Looks like what's his name? Roddy Piper from
from They Live? I can see that. That would be
sunglasses.
Good. But then he's got, who did Princess Leia become? We can't see because the kendo stick's in the way. That'll be very interesting. Who is Roddy Piper, Bret Hart, Michael Jackson gonna kiss when this guy puts his legs together? I'm not familiar with that from Escape from New York.
I figured they would just inch up the knee pads a little bit more and cover.
But they didn't. They had fun with
the
it.
Face. Yeah. Okay.
I
appreciate some
they
fun.
Put somebody there. I appreciate it. I love that. Which the funny thing with these games is like you can customize your character and like you can move the tattoos around. So it's like it would be funny to see the video of this like sliding around his body to reposition it. There's gonna be some fun videos coming out of that. Speaking of wrestling, I want to do a little show and tell. You did a show and tell earlier. We're going to do another show and tell. Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Big fan. Always been a fan of that show since the beginning. Matt Cardona used to be Zack Ryder in the WWE. I was a big fan of him because he embraced the internet before really anyone else did, and he had a YouTube show, and I was very interested in doing similar things, so I was sort of like glommed onto him as a character and a wrestler. So I followed them all the way through. I have a lot of his toys. I have the Power Town toys that we showed off the other week. These are very nice. So here's something to keep in mind. This was a 2-pack with Brian Myers. It was like $100. So this is like a $50 figure. It comes with a ton of shit, different heads, removable entrance jacket, ton of shit. Okay,
lovely robe. Yes,
that's right. The robe is very that $50 worth it alone right there. So they have their own company. This is another thing I appreciate about them. They make their own toys. They've made a ton of what's called major bendies, which are like those old. I think it was Just Toys that made the bendies. Maybe someone else, but I never liked bendies, so I didn't get into those. I didn't like those. They upped their game in terms of size and quality, and they did what they're calling big rubber guys, which are a spiritual continuation of the LJN action figures, which were these larger rubber, like pre-posed, non-articulate figures, which I have no memory of. Do you remember these toys being in stores at all?
I do.
Okay.
At Geppetto's especially. I mean, I never was into wrestling
Oh,
back then, but
right.
then you'd see
Right.
them. You'd see them a lot. I mean, I grew up on a military base, and I was thinking about it to
Yeah.
myself. You'd see them in like bins, and you'd see them at flea markets, just all binned up and dirty. Those LJN
The
figures,
loose ones? Yeah, they got beat
the
to
loose
hell.
ones, they got beat to hell because that was the intention, was that they were able to really just rough around and not
Them at
break.
each other. Yeah.
Run them
right. They
over
would
with
not-
your
they would
car.
not break.
People would be riding their bikes over them and like dragging them. They'd come out, they'd be all scraped up. I remember this.
Right. And then like if they were cast in a color that wasn't the skin color, that paint would wear away, so you would just have like the base plastic color showing through. But I don't remember them. I think the only thing I had were the thumb wrestlers, which were like the full body but smaller and like kind of hunched over, and they had like a hole in their back. You'd fit your hand in there. I think I had a few of those like Big John Stud, I can remember. But anyway, Major Wrestling Figure Wrestling Figure Podcast, they started their company. It's now called Major. And they're doing Big Rubber Guys, which is their fun, like, branding, which because they can't say LJN, but like you say Big Rubber Guys, I guess that's just what you call these toys, like, those Big Rubber Guys, which I think is very smart. I think that's great branding. I've not been interested in collecting anything from that, but they did this Matt Cardona figure, and the design is just so toyetic, and it was sculpted by Brian Beatty, who's done so much great stuff, and he's worked in every aspect of toys. Like, he's done cereal prizes, and he's been sculpting for so long, and he does everything digitally now, I think all sculpting is done digitally at this point. But he made this Matt Cardona, and I was like, I gotta get one of these. I want to check them out. So I got it. It's very nice. It's very nice. Look at this. This is a very toyetic look. Comes with the belt, comes with the crown. So this is my first experience with a Big Rubber Guy. The packaging is made to be resealable. So it's only got like little fringes on the corners of the plastic. So you can peel, you can slide the backing right out without cutting tape or doing anything. And then it's got the clamshell inside. Peel that out. Oh, there's a nice smell too, that rubber smell. That's nice. I'm going to be a little loopy now. Take that out. Give me a second to recoup. Oh, there's the belt. The belt's got a little piece of tape to hold it in place, but you can, if it falls out, which actually mine showed up, the belt was out of the tray, but you can put it right back in. Look at this. This is a big guy. That's a big guy. So let me compare this to the Power Town. See, he's even bigger than him. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. He's just a big, thick toy.
Big rubber guy.
And he's a big rubber guy. And he's bendy a little bit. It's not like it's intended to bend, but it's made of a softer plastic where it's not going to, like, if you dropped it, it wasn't going to crack. Not going to shatter. But this is just so well done from design standpoint. And then it comes with a belt that fits around his waist and has a nice clasp. I actually really like the way they did the belt. It's one piece of rubber. It's not like it doesn't have plates or anything, but it looks so flat, which is how the belts are supposed to look. So I'm actually a really big fan of that. And then he comes with a removable crown because he's the deathmatch king. Pop that right on there. Look at that. Blah. So I'm a big fan of these. Now, the downside, how much do you think I paid for this figure?
Oh, $45.
Very close. It was $55, but it did have free shipping. So it's a little bit of a big chunk of change. And, compare that to the Power Town, which comes with alternate heads, soft goods, alternate hands. But this is a very unique piece. These, they've done a bunch of them at this point. You got to kind of pick and choose. I don't think, if you're a completist, God bless you, but I'm a big fan of this particular figure and this character, and I just thought this was, if I was going to get one, this was a good one to get. And like with all wrestling toys, they can do repaints, but he keeps saying it would be hard to repaint this because, like, he's not going to wear anything that looks like this, but like with alternate colors. So I don't really care about it from a collector standpoint. I'm not going to sell it. I just want to have it. So if you want to make a new one, that's fine. But this is such a good figure. So check those out. I think it might still be in stock, but they definitely didn't make a ton. So go get them if you want them. Get them if you want them. All right, let's see what else we got on our list. Went too far on Bluetooth, Blue Sky. Very quickly, speaking of wrestling, Will Ospreay, he has an exclusive from the London show, and you can see it started shipping to people. He's got this soft goods. I guess his robe had a hood, and he's got the nice, like furry, like his winter coat. And I just thought this looked just like Han Solo when he's riding his Tauntaun. Like he's just ready to go out in the snow. The way he's like covered up here. I don't know how accurate that is to the actual like robe he wore, but when you shrink down soft goods, it's hard to like make it like, make the fabric lay like an actual 1-to-1 outfit. So you get kind of silly stuff like this sometimes, but still a very fun figure. But I thought it looked like Han Solo riding a Tauntaun. So that's all I got on the Blue Sky. Let me check my list to see what else we wanted to talk about. Oh, let's talk about this. So on TikTok at Special Bird, special request to talk about McFarlane doing Mortal Kombat, the classic combats. Did you get a chance to look at these from the Toy Fair coverage?
No. Did not.
Okay.
Well,
they're doing classic
Did
Mortal
I get
Kombat.
homework? Oh my
you got
God.
homework. No, I just wondered if you
got to tell me I have homework. I'll skip it if I don't know.
No, I understand. I was never a big fan of homework growing up, which is a trouble being a parent and having to be like, do your homework. Let me see if I can spell this.
Homework on the bus. How is homework laid out for your son? Does he come back night? Is it nightly homework, or do they give like a packet for the week? And
no, it's nightly. It's nightly.
Oh, really? So they give at my kid's school, it's one packet that they have to do for the whole week.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes back on Monday, and she's like, I did my homework. And I'm like, where? And she's like, on the bus.
For the week?
For the week. It's like 5 to 6 pages worth of homework.
Why that doesn't make any sense.
I'm done.
Then good for her if she could do it. But like, if kids try to do it, they're going to like not understand if they haven't done that lesson yet. No, I think they give them to him every night because we have to like check his folder. But this teacher is pretty good. Like, he won't give them homework on the weekend. So it's like, I think he's like, he kind of gets it. Like, and these kids, what is this, second grade? Like, get out of here. Like, stop it. What are you doing? Let these kids be kids. You got them in school enough. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But thankfully, my kid, it seems like he's going to be very smart. And the math homework, he's already getting it right. And I try to like correct it. And he's right and I'm wrong. I was like, well, what am I doing here?
It's
not even new math. It's just like too many numbers, talking about like time, like number, like money, and we're doing money and clocks now. It's like, I don't know. Analog clock, what? I could never do that. Oh, know what those things are pointing at.
And you want to encourage and not be like, son, none of it's going to matter when you're an adult because you're going to have an app for it.
Yeah, there's an app for that. I try to say it's not about learning the specific skill. It's like your brain needs to know how to learn stuff. Like you're just trying to teach your brain to learn things. It doesn't matter what you learn. We've just decided you will learn math. But yeah, he's doing fine. He's gonna be just fine. Gonna get those nice scholarships if we still have college and stuff by the time he is 18. So here's Todd's classic Mortal Kombat. It looks fine. It's it's like it's what you figure Todd McFarlane stuff are gonna look like. Obviously we always compare Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Street Fighter, I feel like, has had a much more generous action figure history. You had Soda Toys that did a great line. You have Jada Toys now doing Street Fighter. But Street Fighter also...
G.I. Joe?
Well, obviously G.I. Joe, sure. And there have been some...
Hasbro
for Street Fighter, yeah. And I'm sure there's more. There's always like the imports too. But Street Fighter has not really changed the look of their characters so much, whereas Mortal Kombat, they made their characters very scary, like way too realistic. Yeah. And that's why Todd picked up the license, because he was doing those characters, those versions of the characters. So now he's going back in time to do the original looks, which are kind of, I think, intentionally generic, because you have the ninja, and then they would just change the color of his vest to make it a new character. So like, not, Sub-Zero and then Scorpion are just the same design. One is blue and one is yellow. So it's like you couldn't make it too specific or it wouldn't work. So I don't know. These are not exciting to me. I'm sorry. Special Bird. Is that what you wanted to hear? I don't care. I don't care about these at all. I also feel like McFarlane's particular style, it's a little too, like, the joints are too obvious, and it's like he's still got the pins. Like, I don't feel like they will pose well enough in fighting stances, but maybe these will be different. Maybe he'll sculpt these in such a way, or engineer them in such a way that they'll be better.
Yeah.
I just feel like there are companies that are more suited to do these kind of figures than Todd. But while we're talking about Todd, last week we talked about how he is doing Ninja Turtles, and they're going to be like legit figures, not just like those 4 points of articulation page punchers. And then we're like, everybody's doing Turtles. This is it. I also mentioned last week that I picked up one of the Loyal Subjects Shredder figures, and then we're like, what else are they doing? Well, apparently they're not doing anything else. The Loyal Subjects are not only are they not making Ninja Turtles anymore, I don't think they're doing their Best Action line anymore either. They apparently had none of it on display at Toy Fair, which means they're not soliciting new or current product to retailers. And obviously we saw a lot of it at Ross. So much so that they made a post on their Instagram being like, now available at Ross. Like, they were embracing it. So I don't know if they made a lot hoping Target would sell it, or Walmart, because Walmart was selling it.
Yes, they were.
But I think they're
Target
done.
had some. Okay.
Target had some. They definitely did.
It was an odd thing that kind of, it went from just select figures from different properties to just kind of slowly all-encompassing Turtles.
Oh, the Best Action?
That makes sense?
Right.
The Best Action, yeah.
They did like Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
They did the cartoon Beetlejuice, which was the only version of that character to ever exist, which I have. And then like they did some rock stars, some classic rocker. Yeah, it was like a hodgepodge of characters. Like, you never got a full team, or like, you got like one character from every property. But yeah, you're right. Those all got phased out, and it was just Turtles. And then it was being like IDW comic Turtles. Like, that was the niche that they just decided to go with. And now it's over. But those figures, I never got one that didn't have like really weird engineering issues with it. Like, the joints would pop out, and they were just so strange. So I think it's for the best. And now we see the Loyal Subjects doing like throwback licenses. Like Gem, you said you saw those at Walmart.
Oh, I found, she's in the car. I should have shown her off. That was a find.
Yeah.
So Walmart also has this bizarre, like you said, throwback end cap that makes it just appears, and you're like, wait, Polly Pocket, My Buddy is there right now. They have a 1/6 scale Carmen Sandiego that's not selling, but tucked away is this amazing Gem figure. And now Gem is the trinity of Hasbro movies. The Hasbro-based movies. It was Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Gem, all in '86. And then Transformers came out first. And they killed off Optimus, and that set the tone for the other two movies. Now, I was never a big Gem fan, but this
really
but
of course not. Who was? It was like, it wasn't aimed at boys, right?
I bought this thing's wild. It comes with so many accessories. It comes with
Barbie doll, right? Like
it's a Barbie doll, but it's a Barbie doll. It comes with a sound feature, like the bass has the song. God. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's great.
Good articulation. It must be a new body, because it's not like they It's not like
yeah, it's
they
not based off like
previously
a
made
Barbie
Barbies.
body or anything.
This is a new
it's like got some
product for
heft to
them.
it. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
check these out. I want to check them out.
And it's really difficult to find apparently. And I was just kind of like looking through that end cap, and I found one, and I was like, I gotta buy this.
Do they only have Gem, or is Gem?
They
the
only have
character,
Gem
or
right
band?
now. Gem is the character. Wait, Gem is not the character. Gem is the band.
Gem is
right?
it like each J, like GEM, or is it J? Gem?
Is it?
I think it's
Danica.
Totally. Was it outrageous? What is their little thing? Like truly outrageous. So the sound of us Googling.
Wait, where can I pick this up today? Am I like less excited? I can add it to the card.
Jerica Benson. Jerica. What kind of name is this? Gem and the Holograms. Oh, so why is her name Gem if her name is Jerica?
That's her stage name. Jerica's her. Gem is. It's kind of like Hannah Montana.
Please give me another example. I don't know. That doesn't help me. I don't know what that means.
You know how Miley Cyrus was Miley Cyrus, and then she was Hannah Montana as a...
But isn't that the real person?
Was Miley Cyrus in the show, yeah.
Miley Cyrus played Miley Cyrus on the show.
Miley Cyrus played Miley as a character, but then nobody knew that she was also nobody also knew that she was Hannah Montana. Like, it was like,
because they were afraid for her safety. Like, why would they?
Right? Yeah, she was a superstar by night and just like a normal kid by day.
That's not how it works.
Okay,
I'm looking at this. This toy has got some broad shoulders. I don't know. This doll looks like they took like a G.I. Joe and made it. Just throw a dress on them. That's what the kids like these days. Oh, someone has a comparison of, like, I guess the original? I don't even know. This one looks kind of messed up. Oh, this is the old one. That's why. I don't know. Maybe you could do an unboxing next week.
She's staying in the box next to King Homer. She's not going out of the box.
She's an investment piece.
I can
in there.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot I can search right in Blue Sky here, and we can see. The audience can see what we're talking about.
Let someone else be the...
Hey, see, here's the rest.
Here.
Here's the rest of them. Or is this her in another outfit? They're only making Gem, but all her costume changes. Is this also Gem? But she's got like...
No, that's one of the holograms.
That's one of the holograms. And her base has a button here, so it must play. That's what plays the sound.
Yes.
You can hold the guitar. She's got like a guitar, like the fret holding hand. Appreciate that. This is the main.
Gem.
Does she come with an alternate outfit when she's back to Jerica?
She comes with 15 different accessories, so I'm assuming.
That's a lot of looks like a lanyard with a backstage pass. There's the brush to brush her hair. Yeah, but look, one of the accessories is like a fake concert ticket. I hate when they do that. It's like these Zuru things. 5 surprises. One of them's a pencil eraser. What a surprise that was. Yeah, a sticker. Get out of here. Oh, Popples. I can't wait for those. That's like, I don't know if that hand is like very realistic or it's like too large. But there's something like freaking me out about the proportions of this doll. I don't like it. It's going to come to life. I don't think is that figure really there? They like photoshopped it in. It doesn't look like it exists in the same lighting. It doesn't look like it's really there. I was a big fan of Popples. There's like a Sears photograph, Sears, portrait studio photo of me with a Popple, which they like gave that to me to like smile, I guess. My Pet Monster, another thing next to my buddy.
Coming back.
But his eyes are not focused. They're like going out different.
And he's smaller.
He's smaller, yeah. Everything in this economy. All right, very good. There's Man Hands Gem again. Those are big hands, right? Those are big hands. I don't know. That's fine. To each his own. Anything else? Let me take a look. Someone wanted to talk about Mattel bricks and Mega Constructs. Apparently, Mattel makes Mega Constructs, but they're like putting it all under their own bricks brand now.
Okay.
And they're like the whole history of Mega Constructs never existed. Like, you've collected those. Forget about it. Get on the Mattel bricks bandwagon.
Yeah.
I asked for more information on this, and I was not provided it, so I cannot give
nothing.
Any
I did see a comparison shot with other lines for that 4 Horsemen dragon. Just to show some scale.
So big? It's so big?
It's gigantic. It's
You said it was like
huge.
6 feet. I can't even picture that.
From tail to head, if you like arrange the
That's
head
how tall
down.
we are. That's the
Right.
Paul and Bill sized. That's not right.
Yeah.
Or do they spell their name with a number, or they?
I don't
Oh, this
think. I
person's.
think
I
it's
don't like this person's at. I don't like that. Let's get rid of that. I guess I could just cut this out if I don't like it. 4 Horsemen Dragon. Let's see if this gives us what we want. Nope, these are pictures of furries.
some furries.
This
That's
is
great.
not. This
That's
didn't give me what I
AI.
wanted. That's the funny thing
Oh
about Blue Sky
no.
too. It's like so new. It's like like search only go back 2 weeks. There's like no other data to pull from. Oh well,
It's all
we
furries.
tried.
All originates with
All
furries.
furries. Furries is a group to be reckoned with. You don't want to get on their bad side. I'll tell you what.
You don't.
All right, Bill. Anything else for this big week?
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
It's a good week.
All right. I think that was enough. It was a good week. Yeah. Usually the weeks after Toy Fair are a little slow, but I feel like there's been enough. I feel like in 2020 and 2019, we really coasted on the Ghostbuster coming back. And I feel like it's going to happen again. We followed this story from the inception. Now we have to see it through, and hopefully these are not just a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Because I want multiple. I want to open them. I want to have one just in case, one to sell.
Yep.
One to always be glowing in the dark. Put it in a box.
Right.
Just look in it. So we'll update you as the news unfolds. All right, Bill. Anything else? Did I ever ask you that? I forget how this works.
No, I think we're good.
You said no. Yeah, I can.
I think we can move on.
You know what? Consume feculence and transpire. All right, everybody. Well, you know what they say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.